Hello everybody. Sorry about the last one. This phone keeps giving me issues with overheating. I didn't even have it in the sun this time. But I think I know the cause of why it's overheating, or one of the reasons it overheated today. Let me turn you around and show you. I'm sitting in the truck right now because I'm trying to cool off. I thought it was 97 degrees. Let me see if I can get you in here. That's what the temperature says on the truck. And it's sitting under a carport. I really don't think it's 118, but it's probably where the sensor's placed. But anyway, it's hot and humid. But I did get the board replaced, not after a few trials and errors. So that is one headache for the day. I had the fan on for a little bit, but you guys wouldn't have heard anything if I had the fan running. So now that I'm sitting inside, it feels a lot better. Plus I have the AC blowing on the phone, so maybe that'll help out a little bit too. Hi Madison, how are you? You were at my last few minute fiasco of a live. I'm sitting in my truck right now trying to cool off from replacing that board on the trailer. According to my truck, it says 118. I don't think it's 118, but it's probably 100. Might have to start working at night. Hey Adarsh, how are you? I'm hot right now. That's how I am. That's me or the phone. Did you not go to breakfast today with the guys? I'm glad you like my glasses. They are 99 cents at the dollar store. I go through a pair every couple weeks. I do have good glasses, but I don't wear them working. I'm sure it is. I needed to get that trailer done so I can sell it. The van will not fit between the fender wells. It's only got 76 inches between the fender wells, and I need at least 82 inches, if not 83, and I think that's the maximum you can get between a trailer that's not over the top. So hello Martex. Yep, unfortunately the work doesn't stop for anybody, no matter the temperature or anything else. I'm going to squirt a little Rust-Oleum on the trailer, make it green again, and I am back. Stupid phone. I'm actually sitting in the truck now with air conditioning blowing on it. Hey Tony. I got the board rassled in there, not without a little trial and error, but I got it in there. Stupid thing. Once I got it lined up and bowed, it popped right in. I am tickled it went in so easy. Took longer to get it ready than it did to actually put it in. So now hopefully the prospective owner will be happier with it, because I'm sure they would have had a problem with quarter-inch gaps between the boards. And it did have pretty good gap, but it was fine for what I needed. So hopefully I can get this thing sold and get a wider trailer for the van to get to the No Name Nationals. I didn't even dream that the trailer was narrow. But I went out and measured the other day when I was measuring the van seat, and I thought, well, that ain't going to fit unless I take the front tires off, because the van has oversized tires on it. So thanks, Tony. I'll show you, I'm not kidding, what the truck says. You see that? That's hot. And this is in the truck, and the truck is under a carport. So it's not actually directly in the sun. And I'm out working on a trailer. Go ahead, say it. I'm an idiot. I know it. That's okay. But when you gotta get stuff done, you gotta do it. So what are you guys up to? The worst part about it, there's no breeze. I feel like I'm at the equator, to be honest with you, Tony. No, I'm in southwest Missouri. But I feel like it. It's freaking hot. I mean, you just stand the sweat, but what do? You gotta get stuff done. I've worked in hotter. Hey Lotus, how are you? Oh, say I'm gonna spray a little bit of Rust-Oleum on the trailer fenders. Touch up a little bit here and there. Take a few pictures and throw that baby on Marketplace. Hope y'all get lucky and sell it for the next couple days, and then I can go shop for another one. Well, thanks for stopping in, Lotus. I appreciate it. I'm not in Texas. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Mill? No, I'm in Missouri, not Texas. Where do we know where he was a deputy at or a sheriff at? I may have known him. I kind of ran in that circle for about 22 years. Yeah, you just can't escape the heat. I guess I'm gonna have to start working at night, but then you got to deal with the mosquitoes and the lighting. Oh yeah, it don't take, you don't, doesn't matter what you do if you're outside. Never heard of that name. Yeah, I got out of that line of work during the Obama regime, because everybody was a hating. I turned 55 and I was able to take early retirement at 55, so I did. And I haven't looked back since. I do miss it, but I don't miss the headaches. Well, this is probably going to be my one and only thing I do today. I just wanted to get that trailer put up on Marketplace before the weekend was shot. And I've got it in the carport. I didn't do it out in the sun. I had a little sense not to do it out in the sun. Yeah, we've been down here, been in Missouri for 25 years. I've only basically lived in the same area since I moved here. But before that, I lived in southern Illinois. Kind of did the same thing. Yeah, you don't even want to get me started. But anyway, like I say, we'll keep the politics off the channel. It was just a time frame that I was putting it in. But I'm with you. I could go on and on, but I won't. You know, they're all crooked. Some are better than others. Good thing about it, the paint's gonna dry quick out there. Really hate to put it out close to the road because I don't have nothing to chain it up with. So if you leave stuff out by the road overnight, more than likely it's going to be gone by morning. I've heard of several people locally put a side-by-side out or a four-wheeler, or if you can't lock it, then it'll be gone. It's a shame the world's became that way. Yeah. You know when the politicians are lying when they say trust me. Or the last phrase saying, I'm with the government, I'm here to help. The only thing they're here to help with is to help you remove the money from your pocket. Yeah, we better get off the the politic guys. We're gonna offend people. You know, people get butt hurt pretty easy anymore. I think after I get done here and I get the pictures of the trailer done, I am going to go back in the AC, prop up in the recliner, and watch me some Netflix or something. Something entertaining. Hello, Lars. How are you? You missed the exciting part a while ago when I was working on the trailer. And then the phone shut down. I'm sitting in the truck cooling off. I'll run the phone outside and I'll show you what the trailer looked like after I got it done. Hang on a second. We'll try not to stay out here too long. In the boards, so we'll put strap all the fish that board in there. Took a persuading hammer, but it's done. And no blood was lost on it, so I call it a win. Like I told him, I'm going to squirt some paint on the scratched up fenders and put it on Marketplace. I've had the trailer for probably 10 years, and it's been a good trailer, but unfortunately, the van's tires are currently 82 inches and the trailer between the fenders is 76. So, not gonna work. You must have a bed over if you got a 96 inch width on your trailer. I've got a 14,000 pound gooseneck tilt trailer, and I bought it back before the pandemic, so I got it at a pretty good price. Unfortunately, I can't figure out how to get the gooseneck hooked onto the back of the motorhome. Any ideas? Shoot, shoot me a message. I guess I could get a truck bed trailer and put a gooseneck ball in the trailer and drag the trailer behind the motorhome and have a train going. But I've got to have the 14,000 pound for my excavator to move, so I would like to get rid of both of them and just buy one 14,000 pound 83 inch deck trailer. That would be grand, the ideal thing, but a bumper pull. So not a fan of the gooseneck. I'm glad you called me on too, Tony. I appreciate you coming in. I was really hoping to have the other live work. And yes, adapt and overcome. When you work by yourself, that's what you got to do. Them straps are well worth their money. I've probably got a half a dozen of them. I got to have chains and boomers though for the excavator because it's 10,000 pounds, and I don't think the straps would hold that if it slid. I'm going to check with one place tomorrow. They actually take trade-ins on trailers, so I may see if they'll take my gooseneck as a trade-in on one of their 14,000 pounds. Hey, NR Life, how are you? Yep, chains are things of the old, or the past, I guess, but you got to have them for the heavy stuff. Well, welcome from India. It's loan, not done. Sorry. I have a 2022 Dodge 2500 with a Hemi in it. It seems to do the job. It doesn't pull it fast up the hills, but it pulls it. So, okay, you support Never Done? Yeah, we all support Never Done. Yeah, I like it. I had a 2016 Ford that F-250. It was a pretty nice truck. I think it had a, I can't remember what it was, 6.1, 6.2. It was the big gas motor, and it done all right. It was sure, I guess it had torque. Boy, it sure didn't have any speed. And I ended up springing a gas leak on the gas line up by the intake. And I found it, and so it was a little plastic 90-degree elbow that had cracked, and you couldn't buy the part from the parts store, so I had to order a whole new gas line from Ford. Had it sitting on my toolbox, and I pulled the truck in, and the bay that's got the lift, and I had it a little cattywampus, so I had the hood open. I started it up to move it a little bit to get it moved over, and when I started it, I guess with the hood being open, it got just enough air to ignite the fuel, and I could see the flame starting from where the hood's open. And all I could think was, oh, you know what? And I slammed that thing in reverse and got it out of the shop as quick as I could, and I got it about 40 feet from the shop, and she died. That was the end of it, and she burnt to the ground right there. I've actually got, I think I got some photos of it on YouTube, I'm not sure, but I do have photos, and yeah, it melted, it actually melted the motor, radiator, and it gutted the interior. Didn't hurt the bed, but everything else, by the time the fire department got here, between me and one fireman, we got it put out. It was a total loss, but hey, I got an upgrade. 6-year newer truck, had 10,000 miles on it when I got it, and I like it a lot better. Hell of a way to get a new truck, though. Hi, Jinu. How are you? Yeah, I've had the last couple Fords I've had, I haven't had the best luck with. They've both been Ford trucks, so when they say Ford truck tough, bull. B-U-L-L in capital letters. The one I had, the other one was a 2015 F-150 EcoBoost. Stay far, far away from EcoBoost with any miles on them. End up timing chains going out, and it cost over 10 grand to get it fixed. And they've got the engine set so far back inside of it that the repair shop, he says the only way he does it is he removes the cab. So they took the cab completely off to do the work on it. Driver return on foot. Yeah, I've always heard found on road dead, but they all apply. Oh, I know, it does. When we got it back out of the shop, I drove it about 200 miles, and I said, bye-bye truck. And I will. I'll stay far away from the EcoBoost. They run like a scalded dog. I'll give them that. They freaking run. I mean, that would leave the F-250 in the dirt. Even though the F-250 had a lot bigger motor. Yes, I've heard that one too. That one too. I bought a new Dodge in 2001, and I restored it once for myself, but I spray bombed the truck and put rhino lighting on the lower quarters, and then when you spray bomb them, the finish doesn't last very long. It lasts about a year before it started fading, powdering up. So I broke down and bought regular car paint, repainted it, and gave it to the grandson. It was still pretty good shape. It was a 2001. It only had 110,000 miles on it, so it was 23 years old. Never been wrecked. Never been mudded. It was a good truck, except for the typical plastic dash that deteriorated on the Dodge trucks. Yeah, I'll stick with my standard V8s, I think, from this point on, especially on a truck. Does first on race day apply to any of them? I guess we'll find out next month, won't we? Yeah, have you guys seen the new Mustangs that Ford came out with? That is crazy. They look like an SUV. They've ruined them. I mean, I like Mustangs, even though they are Ford. It's one of the only good cars that Ford ever designed, in my opinion. Although the Escort was a good car. I had one of those and I drove the piss out of that. So. Well, I don't have no drips yet, but I know it's a Ram. It's still a Dodge. I don't care what you put on it. So. Yep, and a Jeep. I got one of those too. And they're a money-hungry vehicle. Everything's expensive on them. But I'm not allowed to drive the Jeep, hardly. My daily driver is a Toyota. After having problems with that Ford, that F-150, I replaced it with a Toyota. They say they'll run 300,000 miles. I'm driving the wheels off of it because I really don't care. Cheap, reliable transportation. Although the computer system in it, I'm not crazy about. They try to idiot-proof it for the driver. Freaking thing will jerk the wheel out of your hands if you don't put the signal on when you change lanes. All right, Lotus, thanks for stopping in, bud. Appreciate it. You know, all the brands, they have their issues, but, you know, you got to drive something. You try to pick what you think's going to work. But they're all basically junk anymore. Ever since from 1975 on. Once they started putting the unleaded gas, catalytic converters, and computers in them, that was the downfall of the cars, in my opinion. But I'm old school, so. Problem is, some of these older cars you can't hardly find parts for anymore. I was just trying to find some wiper blades for the motorhome because they're shot, and they actually screw on with 2 screws. I don't. They called them something. I can't think what they're called now. But anyway, you can't hardly find them. I did find some adapters on Amazon. Hey, Gray Spot, thanks for coming. But I think I'm gonna try the adapters to see if I can see if they will work. They've got it. They converts it over to a J hook. So yes, they do need to deregulate the emissions. I talked to a local guy the other day. I told him I wanted to put duals on the van, and he wanted to know what year it was. He said, "Oh, it's got a catalytic converter." He said, "Government says you got to replace the catalytic converter." I said, "That ain't happening. I ain't replacing. It's a 35-year-old vehicle. Ain't happening. If I have to do the exhaust myself." Okay, enjoy. See you later, Madison. I ordered me some new shirts. They're supposed to be in a couple weeks. I'll post them up and see what people think. Adam, one of these days I'll get your name with your handle. So I get it sometimes, but then I have a brain fart. We all know how brain farts go. They just occur a little bit more as you get older. Finally starting to cool off a little bit now. Adam, we just got done putting a board on my old flatbed trailer so I can get it up and put on marketplaces, get it sold. Well, my thought too. My thought too. I think when they get 20 years old, you ought to be free from personal property tax on them, emissions. Hey, Classic, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. This phone just keeps on overheating, so that's why I decided to get in the truck and let the AC blow on it. Truck says 118 in the shade. I know that's not right, but it's freaking hot. And I've been working under a carport, so. So how are you guys' day going? Hopefully you're staying cool, or attempting to. Tomorrow I gotta go to the DMV to get license plates. I so hate that. I think I'd rather go to the dentist. That's how bad I hate that. And I hate going to the dentist. I don't know what it is about the DMVs, but everyone I've ever been to, doesn't matter what state you're in, everyone I've ever been to, I think they take a special class. I don't know what it is, but they all need to take the class of customer service, I believe. Sorry if any of you guys work for the DMV, but just the experience I've had with them, so. But hopefully I'll go in and not have a problem. It's crazy that I put 3,000 miles on the motorhome in the last 2 years. One trip. And now I have to buy plates already for it, so. Ooh, that's gonna be hot. Make sure you got a fan going. Oh, second floor deck. Good luck and be careful. When you get done, if you want a trip to Missouri, I need one built too. I'll even help. I'm not much of a carpenter. I'm more of a wood butcher. We'll get it done just like we got the trailer done. May take twice as long and draw a little blood, but we'll get her done. Isn't that our motto? Get her done. Well, that's the way it was in Illinois too. But that's probably one of the biggest things I hate about Missouri is personal property tax. I call it double taxation without representation. You know, we did have a tea party about that, did we not? You pay sales tax when you buy it, and then every year you pay property tax on it. Is that true in Missouri, or is that, I guess emissions is federal, isn't it? I may look into that, because I thought it was kind of bogus. Not that I want to spend $500 on a dual exhaust system. Maybe I can get Randy to do it for me if I end up going there and into October, early November. Kind of like to have it done before the No Name Nationals, but that's not going to happen, especially if I'm going to have to buy a new trailer to to get it there. So trailers have went through the roof like everything else. I remember when you could buy this trailer that I just worked on, even though it's a 20 or a 16 footer, I think I paid $1,700 for it. And I just looked at the same trailer, and it's over $4,000. I agree. I agree. We are taxed to death. And from my understanding, I don't think there was any income tax until, I think it was the 1930s. Good. I'll be looking forward to seeing you, Adam. Yeah, I was planning on making a trip a little earlier, like the first part of October time, but then they said that they were going to have a gathering around November the 1st, so I thought, well, what's a couple weeks? I'll just wait. So I know. What I really want to buy is I would like to buy a 20-foot, 83-inch wide between the fenders, power tilt, because I'm too lazy to pull the ramps out. I've got tilt on my gooseneck, and I love it. You just drop it down, drive up, and it's not a power tilt, it's gravity tilt. It's great. The only problem, it's not a full tilt. And if you want a full tilt, even a 7,000 pound full tilt trailer is close to 10 grand. I don't use a trailer every day. I think I can pull the ramps out a little bit. But anything you do anymore, it costs to play. So no matter if it's motorcycles, boats, hot rods, or in my case, non-hot rods, it just costs so much to live anymore. So, but what do you got to do? You got to keep fighting through it. It's all good. We'll survive. Yeah, when I go get my license for the motorhome, I got to show them that I've paid my personal property tax, or they won't even give me my plates. Luckily, I've still got a local guy that'll inspect the motorhome. Not very few people will do it anymore. It's getting harder and harder to find inspection stations around this area. I think it's mainly because they've changed the rules for the inspection facilities, and they've cracked down on them, and they have to do it inside their business now. They can't do it outside. So if your vehicle won't fit inside their shop, then they can't do your inspection. So what do you do? Hey, Daryl. How you doing? You feeling any better? What's the doctor say on how long you're going to be down? One day at a time, I guess. Yeah, it sucks when it hurts when you breathe. You really can't just stop doing that. So, hey, you're a clever guy. I threw a question out there a while ago. How can I attach a gooseneck on the back of a motorhome? I'm kind of puzzled about that, but I just found out my little car hauler won't haul the van, so that's what I was doing today, fixing a bed on it so I can get it up for sale, so I can get a different one. A bumper pull this time. I do have a Reese hitch on it, on the motorhome. I thought about doing it like I've seen on some of these shorts, getting a pickup bed trailer, mounting a gooseneck ball in it, pulling the trailer with the fifth wheel dragging behind that. That'd be downright hillbilly, wouldn't it? That'll last 4 hours, I think, one way. I have no intentions on pulling the gooseneck, but it would be handy. But it's either have a place to crash or sleep on the trailer, and I'm too damn old to sleep on the trailer. So, on a flatbed trailer, that is. Really? I figured you'd have an answer. That's hilarious. Well, I can guarantee it wouldn't be legal here. But it's funny. It's funny that you've done that. I've seen some crazy things on the road. I know you guys have too, but you know, people got to do what they got to do sometimes. Al, and being you was running a wrecker service, they didn't mess with you because all they cared about was getting it off the road, getting the road opened up. I have actually seen that bug. I think it was a yellow bug that had a gooseneck ball on the roof. Crazy. That's thinking outside the box. That is just crazy. And they were pulling a gooseneck trailer to match. I think it was a camper, wasn't it? How long is it? I got a Kodiak dump truck. VW actually made that? I figured it was homemade. So, yeah, I've got a Kodiak with a Cat 3126 in it, dump truck. I've got to get the dash back in it so I can get it up for sale. Okay. Not crazy about a 3 triaxle, but you know, it's always a thought. What's the weight capacity on the trailer? Do you know? Is it like 18,000 pound? Duramax with Allison. This one's like say a Cat with a, I believe it's a Spicer 7-speed. It's got over 500,000 miles on it, but she still starts up and runs. Goes right on down the road, doesn't use any oil. Uses a hell of a lot of diesel, but I bought mine I thought I'd start me a excavation business, but I found out what happens when you have equipment. Everybody and their dogs think they're their long lost friend and they want things done for free. I'll take a look at it tonight when I get in the house and see if I can figure out how to get to Dayton Marketplace. I don't know, are the big trucks even selling right now? I kind of quit with the dump truck because they were eating me alive on insurance, commercial, and it's only rated at 26,000 pound truck, but I carried a lot more than that. Yeah, marketplace has really become tire kicker heaven. $1,200 a year. I can't remember what mine was. It wasn't crazy bad. I think it's only a couple. Now, granted, it's only 26. That's all I licensed for was 26,000 pounds. But I'm thinking they were about $80 a year. Because I know that my Ram, I've got it licensed for 16,000, and they're about 100 and something every 2 years. Yeah. Okay, I'll check out that link. That was a pretty cool setup. I guess you really couldn't put nothing. They had really not much suspension, no frame, and they wouldn't haul anything on the bumper. So I guess I had to mount a hitch somewhere. No, I took the dash out of my Kodiak because of the it's a 97 or 98, I can't remember now without looking at the title. Typical 90s with the dash cracking all up, so I yanked the whole dash out. Plastic welded it together with screen wire and stuff. Yeah, YouTube's always changing this crap. It's a constant battle to keep up with their new promotions and new rules and blah blah blah. Somebody told me the horizontal lives is what they're pushing, and then next thing you know, it's a vertical lives, and I can't keep up with it. YouTube is time consuming enough without scrolling through all their new rules. I think I'm finally quit sweating. At least the phone's not blazing hot no more. I wish mine was an 05, but it'd be worth more money. Well, sometimes I don't always make the smartest decisions on my buys, so live and learn. It's only money. Can't take it with you. How was that? A few racers lost everything this weekend. I guess I didn't see that. Is that NASCAR? I don't follow racing much anymore. I used to. So I don't know who Lutz is. That's a bad deal. I agree. They're drunk drivers and people not using hands free as they drive. That is probably one of my pet peeves, because when you're driving and you're actually on your phone in your hand, you drive like a drunk driver. All you got to do is drive 10 minutes on the road and you'll see it. Lost a rotor, truck trailer, 2 cars, drag racing. Wow. Okay. Well, that's too bad. A toter truck. Okay. Bad deal. Definitely a bad deal. And we don't know how long we've got. It could happen in a blink of an eye. That's why I say you got to live your life to the fullest, the best you can. You know, I've quit a lot of my bad habits, even though I didn't really want to, but smoking and drinking, I've quit that. I will have a beer every now and then, but not like I used to. And but God, I love to eat, and thank God you've got to eat to live. So I don't plan on quitting that. Wow, man, it's crazy. People do not pay attention when they drive anymore. They really don't. And it's getting worse every day. Every day. And it's probably a good thing I don't do what I used to do, because that would be one of my key things. Yeah, I miss my Harleys, but yeah, people don't pay attention to bikes. They drive around with their head up their butt or head in their phone, and that's it. Oh man, that stinks. So I hope I didn't jinx him earlier by my comment. Hello, Luke. How are you? All right, thanks for stopping in, Daryl. I appreciate it. Enjoyed the talk. Okay. I'll probably try to catch him. I don't know if I'll be there for the whole thing, but I'll try to catch him a little bit. Be in and out. So, Luke, what are you up to today? Adam, are you guys planning on staying in a motel in November, or what's your arrangements, or do you have any yet? Well, I'll say a prayer for him and makes it home. It really stinks. It's always something, isn't it? Never Done Projects, Colleen. They're big supporters and fellow YouTubers. They do a daily live at 6 p.m., which it'd be 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, but they're on Eastern Time. They're in North Carolina. And they're some good old boys. It's Randy and Randy, father and son. and they put on a good live. They really do. They got a lot of followers. I mean, they're not crazy. They don't have like 10,000 followers or nothing, but they have a good interactive chat. Never bored? Yeah. Okay. But they're good guys. They support a lot of new YouTubers. They've got my back. They've been supporting me from pretty much day one. I can't say a thing bad about them. They're a good channel to follow. They cut up. They have a good time. They do some cornball stuff, but you know what? They make me laugh sometimes, so that's a good thing. But I actually plan on taking a trip to see them, even though they're 14 hours away. I like them enough that I'm going to go visit with them. So. I know they were planning on coming to the No Name Nationals this year, but life gets in the way and things happen. I know they went down to Cletus some cars down in Florida. They do burnout vehicles. So they would have enjoyed the No Name Nationals, the camaraderie. But maybe next year they'll be able to come, hopefully. Yeah, it's far away, but I'm going. I guess I was planning on going early October, Tony, but then they said that they're going to have a lot of the followers all do it. Don't quote me on this. I think November the 1st. So, but you know what? I'm willing to make the effort. They're good dudes. If you can, you ought to try. Depending on what everybody's plans are for staying. I'm just going to crash in the van. I've got a portable AC unit. I'll plug in and call it good. If a bunch of people are going to stay in a motel, I'll stay in the same motel and we can all hang out there at the motel together. Who do you call never bored, Colleen? Oh, Neverboard S10. Yeah, I've never seen that channel. Never done projects. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. It's kind of the way I am, Tony. I don't do tents no more. Too old and my back can't take it, so. It'll either be crashing a van or motel room. Well, that's what I plan on doing for the No Name Nationals. Yesterday, I reserved a camping spot for Tuesday and Wednesday at a local campground. I think it's called Hinton RV Park or something. There in Sykeston. Because I'm not sure how well the AC is going to generate. Hey HD, how are you? In the motorhome, I'm not going to have time to pre-camp in it, so we're going to pre-boondock before we go to the No Name Nationals. So I figured we'll get there, get it checked out. If I need to work on anything before we do the boondocking, we've got a generator built into the motorhome, so electric won't be that big of an issue if everything works the way it should. So, but that's my plan. That's why I'm going to trailer the van, because the wife didn't want to drive the van and she's not driving the motorhome. So, well, if I could get an RV hookup, that'd be great. But I plan on camping at the track. I plan on pulling in there Thursday morning at the track and staying the duration of the event. Uh, but the reason I rented the reserved campsites for Tuesday and Wednesday prior to the event was to have the AC and to work on any problems. But yes, I definitely plan on camping on the time. Hi, Indecisive. How are you? How are you doing, Tim? Cool. I think their day that they're going to have the gatherings on November the 1st, if you can make it. When I end up going, if everything is good, I will probably be there maybe a day or two before if they don't mind, but you're staying in a motel, aren't you, Tim, for the No Name Nationals? Colleen, the only reason I would not stay at the No Name Nationals if it's like 110 degrees and the air conditioner's not putting out. I will have to take my wimpy butt to a motel. Well, I just got done working on a trailer, Tim. I just did some measurements on my trailer. I was going to haul the van to the No Name Nationals, and it's about 6 inches too narrow for the van unless I change the front tires on it, and I don't feel like messing with it out in the heat. So plus it's only a 16-foot trailer, and it's really not made for hauling something as heavy as that van is. So I'm gonna snap some pictures here in a few minutes, throw it on Marketplace, see if I can get rid of it, and find me another trailer before the 15th of next month. Do you know if they're going to have vendors and stuff out there at the No Name Nationals? I just thought they might have some food vendors and stuff. I mean, I'll plan on bringing a grill and stuff like that. And I know if we're running off a generator, I'll probably break down and go use a cooler, because I don't want to have to run the generator all the time I'm there. I'm hoping I can just run it at nighttime. They gave you a good deal at Holiday Inn Express. Colleen, that's what I did the other day. I put my email and my about in my description on my YouTube channel. I figured it'd be easier for everybody to do the contact and stuff. And I wish everybody would put their first name or what they want to be called, which I've done that, and a contact email. That would be great. That way, all you'd have to do is go to your home page, go to your About tab, and if you need to talk to somebody, then you can shoot them an email. And you know what to call them, especially on these lives. I have the hell of a time remembering everybody's name with their chat handle. Or their channel name, I guess. Not chat handle, but channel name. Well, that's cool. Do they have like a pavilion or anything? It's in Sikeston, Missouri, Tony. It's I don't know, Colleen, how did you explain it? It's a drag strip that a bunch of YouTubers go to, and anybody can, I guess, participate, enter in, if you have a minimum of 500 YouTube subscribers. It's open It's open to the public, so spectators can come. I mean, there is a small entry fee, but they have a drag racing and a burnout pit. I guess the burnouts are going to be on Friday night. I'm sure me and 100 other people will probably be taking some videos of it. Yeah. Welcome back, Lotus. We're kind of talking about I was explaining to Tony kind of what the No Name Nationals were, but I was actually told about the No Name Nationals by Josh Buffingham from Buff's Garage. When I bought the van from him, he told me about it. I told him I think I'm going to start a YouTube channel and finish up the A-Team van. And he said, get a hold of John Wilburn. He does live chats, and you need to go to the No Name Nationals. So this will be the first year I've known about it, even though you guys have had it for 4 years. But I'm going there, even if I have to ride a tricycle. Maybe I can enter the slow race. I don't know what they use for the slow race, but it sounds like it'll be funny. Colleen, you explained it much better than I did, and more direct. Lotus, he does a Friday night chat every Friday, except the night of, I guess. And it's 7 o'clock Central Time. Lasts for roughly 2 hours. And it's not all about the event. It's about cars. It's like pretty much any other chat. We may get down a subject that has nothing to do with cars, but it's kind of like this. They've got a group of guys and people that show up, and they all know each other, and they welcome everybody into their chat. So don't feel like you are going to be out of place, because I don't know a lot about cars, and some of the stuff I have no idea what they're talking about, but it is what it is. I don't claim to know everything. Yeah, I like the grudge race thing. Who was that was said last Friday night about they had a 408 that just got built, was going to race somebody, taking on all comers? I was going to make a comment that he'd be no match for the A-Team van. We know what that's like. But I didn't. I didn't want him to annihilate me and call me out, so. Well, I don't know if I'm going to make the cut yet or not. I'd hate to call somebody out and then I can't do it. I don't know anybody that I could really call out, because I don't know the group that well yet. Maybe next year I might do that. We'll see. I'm hoping next year I'm going to have the FORD up and running. So, but if I make it next year, if I've got that, I will probably bring that instead. It'll be a little more suited for the track, I think. Plus, my goal is to kind of make it a burnout vehicle. Well, pray it's not a bad turbo. Hopefully it's just a bad push rod or lifter, even though it's a pain to get to. That 99 Mustang I bought, I haven't done nothing with yet. Yeah, I just got that 3.8 6-cylinder, so it's not going to be nothing fast. But it's a Hyundai. I don't know. Excuse me, I don't know nothing about those motors. Huh. Well, let me think about it. I may have to check out some of the guys. I don't know who all's going. There's a couple guys that I know are interested in going, but I don't know if they're going to make it for sure. Wow. Yeah. I got what you meant, the bangers. Yep. Everything is about a 4-banger anymore, 4 or 6-cylinder. It's going to be the day the V8s are going to be gone. They really screwed it up when the government, they made the car dealers do them buybacks, buying all the big old boats with the big motors, and then whatever they put in it, it frees up the motors. So I had a nephew, he said it was like concrete they poured in the blocks so that people couldn't rebuild them. Yeah. The government and the EPA ruins a lot of stuff, Tony. Lots of stuff. Less government is good. I don't care what party you are. Less government is good. Yeah, I asked Dust Devil, actually sent him an email. I don't know if you ever got back with me on the van bracket or not. Does Junkyard D, does he bring his van? Hey, Twisted. I know he was talking about, he had a Dodge van. I mean, hell yeah, I'd like to win, but I don't care. It's kind of for the fun and camaraderie of it all, as far as I'm concerned. Yep. Yeah, we lost a lot of good cars then. I mean, even the big boats, they all had all the big power plants, and we'll never be able to use them again. Well, I got to send him an email on that the van seat that he asked me about. I've got some measurements and photos for him, so I'll get an email sent to him. I'll try to remember to ask him. No. I'd probably be lucky to hit 60 mile an hour in the van. I know Buff's Garage ran it at the Tucson drags, and I think in all the paperwork I've got the slip of what he ran. I'm wanting to say it's 12.9, something like that. That's right. It's all about having fun. You know, a little friendly grudge, you know, jacking with somebody. It's all in fun. It's not that damn serious. No sense to take it serious. You know, we're all out there to have fun. But if we get some bragging rights, that's all good too. Yep. Hell, I may take my fat ass out there and foot race somebody down the strip. I never make it to the end, but that's what they need to do, have a human race. But we'd have to make it about a 1/16 of a mile or something. That's true. You know, you can't take things so serious. You kind of gotta let some stuff roll off your back and laugh it off. And I'm the world's worst about it. I take things too personal sometimes, and it's a bad habit I got. I gotta stop that. Yeah. What is it he's putting in that Crown Vic? I don't remember. I like the 60-foot race part. Maybe we need to throw that up at John. We better do it in the grass. I hate to fall on the asphalt. Oh, I'm sure Hugh did talk a lot of smack. A Gen 4 LS. So he's putting a GM? Is that right? A GM in a Ford? Isn't that sacrilegious? Wow. No wonder he's having problems. That damn Chevy motor don't want to go in the Ford. I need to talk him out of that 4.6 if he's got that original Police Interceptor 4.6 in that car. I could put that in the Mustang. Feels much better in this truck than it does in the out there working on that, excuse me, on that trailer. You'd have to take a paddle with you after you got done racing, so your paddle is behind. Get that on video. That'd be viral. I will have to say that I've met a lot of nice and cool people on YouTube. I've also met a few jerks, but the nice people way outweigh the trolls and the jerks. Yeah. I appreciate all of you. Gapple sauce. Okay. Get him a can of, or a bottle of Yahoo. Tell him, here you go, Hugh, Yahoo. You guys might not have Yahoo in your location. What do I have at 1,000 horsepower? Nothing. The biggest motor I've got is in the dump truck, and I think it puts out a whopping 170 horsepower. A 5.4, really? You must have a good 5.4, because I've heard a lot of people having problems with them. Have you? I seen where Tim. You said you were going to Beach Bend after the No Name Nationals. Have you ever been there before? I went to Beach Bend when I was a kid. That place has been there forever. I remember they said it was the world's largest campground back then, and that was probably around 1970, I guess. And it cost 10 cents per person per night to camp. I'm sure it's not like that anymore. And they had an amusement park there that ran all year or all summer. They actually had duck rides, which are the amphibious military vehicles. I'm sure they don't have them anymore. They had an asphalt circle track with the capability of running figure-8 stock car races, which was cool. I really enjoyed them. They had them in the evening, and they had I think it's over the 4th of July. I'm sure they raced more than that time, but when we went, it was around the 4th of July, and they had drag races in the afternoons. It's kind of cool. Nope, not after, the beginning of the end of the ducks. It happened here. It's where it happened. I think 17 people were killed. It was called Ride the Ducks. You can look it up. Branson, Missouri, Ride the Ducks. There's all kinds of stuff in the news about it, but I think it killed 17 people. A storm come up. All of a sudden, they were out on Table Rock Lake, which they're only out there about 5 or 10 minutes. They drive out, do a loop, and come back in. But they have canopies on them, and I guess that the wind caught up and started coming over the sides. The bilge pump couldn't overcome it, and it sunk and trapped people in it, and they drowned. And since then, they are no more. They do have a different version of them now, but it was a sad thing. But well, you got to think them things were built probably back in the mid-40s. They were probably good in their day, but 60 years of use took their toll. Yeah, they were pretty unsafe. I rode them once. Yep, they were. You're right, Lotus. Yeah, it's just kind of amazing them big old things floated. I have to admit, I don't swim. I guess. I swim like a rock. But I was a little nervous in them. I was definitely checking out how accessible the life jackets were, so. Because I was a little nervous when I went down in the water. Because the back end goes pretty far down. Guys, if you haven't hit the like, which I think probably everybody in here has, if you would, I'd appreciate it. Anybody that hasn't subscribed, I'd appreciate that also. Um, but I think pretty much everybody in here right now are moderators, so I know you all subscribed. So, where are you at right now, Tim? What's your count? I know I went to bed with 365 and woke up with 363. That's going the wrong way. Anything fun to look at? Not in my current location. We've got a lot of cool scenic areas and stuff. A lot of overlooks, looks down over the water. A couple big dams to check out. I was actually thinking about doing a live the other night at the lake, which I did. It didn't turn out very well, so, but I'd like to do one below the dam. There's just a lot of people down there, and I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate me yapping all night while they're trying to fish. One of these days, I'm going to do a live going, driving on the ferry and floating across Bull Shoals Lake into Arkansas. One of these days, I'm going to wait till it's a little cooler, so it'll be fall probably when I do that. Because this phone won't hardly work at all in the temperatures right now. Yeah, Lotus, where I live is not in the immediate area, but with about 25 miles from me is a big tourist area. And there's millions of people come here every year. You emailed me, Colleen? Is that who you're talking to? You talking the big bridge there at Mackinac? I've been over that bridge once. I don't know if I ever want to do it again. I can't believe you can actually stop on this one side and people will actually drive your car over for you. Never heard of such a thing. Yeah, we had a big flood. It was flooded pretty bad here. Been that way all summer. Spring rains, we got so much of it. The local city park was about 30 foot under its normal stage, and it's finally receded to where you can actually drive through the city park now. But unfortunately, it's still closed because all the equipment and roads are covered in mud. So I understand people get pretty pissy when they're fishing and you start messing with them. But I'll do some when the weather cools down a little bit, and I'm able to with this phone. I'll start doing a few more remote lives, so you guys can kind of see the scenery. I know Jane, she was disappointed she didn't get to see any Ozark Hills. Well, we drive down into our valleys here, into our hills. The roads stay pretty much run the ridges, so there's a little bit up and down. There's a few places you can see for probably 20-30 miles of rolling hills. So yeah, Tim, I actually went over that on a bike, a Softail Custom. Had a little skinny tire on the front, and I drove over the graded part of that bridge. You couldn't have, well, I can't really say it, but anyway, put it this way, I was sucking a little bit of the seat material up my butt going over it. Definitely a pucker factor. I bet your prop does hate fishing line. And I bet you hate it too, because you probably spent an hour digging it out. So tell me this, Tim. Is Mackinac Island all what's cracked up to be? I heard the only thing they have motorized on the island is a backhoe. Is that correct? Or do you know? I can understand that, Lotus. Wow. Yeah, I heard, well, I've seen a couple videos of like empty little cargo trailers turning over on top of the bridge. I'm going to say that's probably the scariest bridge I've ever driven over in my life. And the second one was on I-10 in Louisiana. Can't think of what town it is. I'll figure it out here in a bit. But it was like you was looking at the sky driving up on it. It was crazy. And that was also on a bike, so. But the Mackinac was, I would say, the worst I've been on at this time. Somebody said it actually blew a car off the bridge. Have you heard that? Hey Carlo, how are you? What's your day like today? Really? Okay. I've thought about going up there and visiting the island. When we was up there on bikes, we really didn't have that built into the schedule to take a day to go to the island. I know the hotels seem to be quite pricey on the island, but anywhere's a tourist area. Lotus, this is a hate-free zone, you know. Okay. I think we all have them days we need an antipsychotic injection. I've had a few of them in my lifetime, probably more than a few, but I know my nephews, they go up there in the winter and ride snowmobiles in the upper peninsula of Michigan. They have a blast. All right, Tim. We'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in. Carlos, what time is it where you're at right now? I don't remember how many hours is difference. I know when it's nighttime, it's daytime there. So your day is just starting. Monday morning. Oh. Sorry it's your Monday. We know how Mondays are. I was getting ready to ask Sunday or Monday, but I figured it was probably Monday. Getting ready to go to work, I'm guessing. To see what it is here. 4:29 p.m. here on Sunday afternoon. And according to the truck still, I think it's stuck. I think I broke the thermometer on the outside temperature. That's what it says for the outside temperature here. You're a carport. I don't think it's correct, but it's close to 100, I'm sure. I tried to do live outside the truck a while ago, and I bet it didn't run for probably 10 minutes before it shut down. Wow, guys. Lotus, you better be nice. About forgot to click the camera back. Okay, well. I'm on retirement, so I can say I don't work either, so. But I took early retirement, so at 55. Unfortunately, taking early retirement cut my benefits 50%, which kind of stinks, but you take what you can. But I had some medical issues, and having a high stress job, I thought at 55, if I can draw a pension, then I will. My next big step, I'm waiting on my Medicare. That's few years off still, though, but if it's still in existence when I turn the right age. If anybody's in here that hasn't subscribed, I'd appreciate it. Or also hit the like button if you haven't. I know most of y'all have. And I know you guys have been in here a while, probably get tired of hearing that, but you got to keep the analytics up for make the YouTube gurus happy. Because without them, this stuff doesn't get promoted. Yeah, the days of being 28, wow. That's been a while. I have to think long and hard about that. I was pretty wild back in them days. Well, I was probably more wild in my 30s, my early 30s. I was working EMS, and you work EMS, you work with a strange breed of people with some twisted senses of humor. And there's a lot of drinking going on away from work. I think a lot of the partying and drinking back then, working that job, was the way we relieved our stress from the job. So everybody's got to have an outlet somehow. But then as I grew older and changed professions, the stress level didn't go down, but the partying did. Because as you get older, recuperation from the night out takes a whole lot longer than it did when you were in your 20s and early 30s. I guess I'm not following what you're talking about, Carlos. Is that a channel on the RC Nitro? Is that a YouTube channel? Guess I've never heard of it. Oh, now the old battery's going dead. Let me plug you guys in. It's always something. This will probably cinch the overheating thing. Alright. Saying I had 20% battery left. Huh. Yeah, there's channels out there like that. Hey Gator, how are you? How's your day going? Tired. Yeah, I was born that way, I think. And it gets worse every day. Or every year, however you want to call it. You did a live today feeding alligators. Really? I'm going to go to your channel and check that out. What'd you feed them? Chicken? I don't think I'd want to be in the cage with an alligator. $80 of chicken. How many alligators does that feed? $17. Is that a daily thing or multiple times a day? Oh, every 2 weeks. Well, that ain't bad. So they fend for themselves the rest of the time, huh? Do you run a gator park or something? Gator, maybe you should feed them trolls. Probably give the gators indigestions, though. Yeah, we all know of a troll or two, don't we? We'll send him to Gator then. Let him handle it. Gator wrestling, huh? Kind of like swamp people. Was it? Did you do the live on his channel? On your channel, okay. I'll go to your channel and check that out, and that'd be kind of a cool video to watch. speaking of trolls, I don't understand what their deal is. I mean, do they not have a life, or somebody paying them to do this stuff, or what is the deal with trolls? Do you guys know? Or is that just something these basement dwellers thrive on? Oh, yeah, my mods do a good job of it. Matter of fact, I don't know if they've done any on this one here, but um, the ones I've got, they do a good job, and they keep them off. Yeah, everybody's tough behind the keyboard, aren't they? Well, I would say a lot of them are young and they probably have no life experience. And they're just full of hate and basically life experience. They don't know what it's like outside their little bubble. Probably have never had to work a job in their life. Oh, I know. I don't let them get to me. After my first one or two lives, I just kind of roll with them. I said, well, you know, good for you or whatever, and kind of like any of the hate comments I get on my videos, I'll tell them, thanks for commenting. Brain dead demons with no testicles. Okay, I'll second that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I have more things in life to do than to troll somebody's lives. Although I do spend a lot of time on lives anymore. The YouTube is very time consuming. But you gotta stay active if you want to keep your channel growing. And like I say, this is a hobby for me, guys. I don't know about y'all. Hey, Cars, how are you? It's going good today. I just got done fixing a flatbed trailer, putting an extra board in it so I can get it up for sale. Got to buy another trailer, one wide enough to get the van on. You're blue now, Cars. Yeah, the phone overheated and shut down the live right off the bat. I probably didn't last 10 minutes. I have no idea. I was busy working. And you're more than welcome, Cars. I appreciate what you do. So, yeah. We all got to help each other out in this battle against YouTube. It's kind of what I call it, a battle with YouTube. But like I say, this is and hobby farming. I don't ever expect to be monetized. If I do, so be it. It will go into projects for the channel or to upgrade equipment like this stinking phone. And you know, I just want to get to my 5, and then from there on, just put out my content as I see fit. My channel's not all about cars, even though it says garage. I work on lots of different crap. I do lots of different things. Am I good at all of it? No. Do I claim to be? No. But you know what? Adults learn by doing. And I try to have fun doing it. Doesn't always turn out well, but life doesn't always turn out the way you want it to either. So we got to keep on keeping on. So anyway, guys, we're coming up on about a 2-hour mark. And I think I'm going to start wrapping this up. I do appreciate everybody showing up, being active in the chat. And I'm going to try to do another one tomorrow. I know everybody has lives and has to work. But I shall try again. I've got to kindly pick a designated time so we can make it a regular thing. I've just got to figure out a good time slot. If you guys want to shoot me an email or whatever, let me know what works for you all, and general consensus, we'll kind of go with that time. Hey, I need the motivation too, guys. This whole motorhome damn thing was really got me down. Kind of got me down and kicked me while I was down a few times. So, but anyway, it's back going. No thanks to me, thanks to a shop locally. Mohawk, how are you? I was in the middle of a train of thought, and I thought if I stopped, I would lose what train of thought I had. So, but welcome. Hey, no problem. Thanks. You guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. And like I say, if you have the opportunity, shoot me an email and tell me what time works best for you guys. I try not to interfere with never done projects time, because they do theirs at 5 p.m. Central Time to 7, and I don't encroach on their time or take any of their subscribers, or not subscribers, but viewers. But anyway, I'd like to do this every day, and any input makes it easier for me. And thank you guys again for coming, and I will check my email, Colleen. I appreciate it. Hey Matt, we're getting closing off, but thanks for stopping in. We'll catch you next time. Have a good night, everybody.